Today I'm going to be showing you 3 different ways that I finish off my braids. So stay tuned for that, because first I'm going to show you how I tie a secure knot at the end of my braids before I finish them off. So most of the time I don't braid to the very tip. That's always an option. You can braid to the very bottom. But most of the time I just tie it off because I'm going to curl it or crinkle it. So I showed you the first knot, and this one is the same, except I'm going to loop it around twice. See, I keep my fingers in there so it's easy to grab the little piece I wrap around. And wrapping it twice like that just makes a very secure knot. And I usually do it that way if I'm adding in curly hair or working with a silkier type of hair, then I'll do the double knot. So this is the first way I finish off braids. I braid a bunch of them together. Usually I'll do the whole head and maybe 4 braids. So I just had to do a few so I could show you. That's why I grabbed 3, because you can't do this with 1 braid. So you just grab a bunch of braids, you just braid them down together, and we're going to dip them that way. And that is going to give us a nice little crinkly effect, which is one of my faves. Probably what I wear in my hair mostly is the crinkle. So braiding it down to the end. I'm dipping it in the hot water, and you don't have to let it sit and marinate. Just the water is super hot. Just dip it in, take it out, and get some of that excess water off of there. And then I take the blow dryer to it before I unbraid it. So this is the second way, which I'm using perm rods. And you can use whatever size you want. Of course, the smaller the rod, the tighter the curl would be. If you want a bigger curl, use a bigger rod or a flexi rod. And the last way is just to simply dip it straight. So I'm dipping the curl. Like I said, you don't have to let it sit. The water is super hot. So I just dip it and pull it right out. Dry off a little bit of that excess water. And again, I blow dry that before I unwrap the rod. And this one is getting dipped in straight. Now, when you dip the braids in straight, you want to make sure they go in straight. So I'm not going to do 1 braid at a time. Of course, you want to take a chunk of them, a bunch of braids, but you want to make sure you're dipping them in straight and pull them straight down. That way they are smooth. So I'm going to take my towel and I'm going to go straight down, because I don't want to bunch it up or crinkle it up or nothing. I want it to be smooth. So doing it that way gives you a nice clean look on the end. Now I'm unbraiding this one. And as you can see, it has a nice little crinkle to it. There we go. Okay, so that is the crinkle look. If you don't want a full curl or you don't want it straight. And then you could just clip the ends off if you want with scissors or a razor comb. Now this is the curl, which we use the perm rods for. And perfect little spiral curl. And you can also just clip the little end off right there with some scissors. I see a lot of people wearing curls nowadays. That's, I guess, the more popular one, but we always gonna have our straight ones. People want them braids to look longer, they're gonna wear it straight. So if the hair is too long and I want to cut it down, I use a razor comb. I am not going in with the scissors to cut that straight across. I hate the blunt cut braids across the bottom when I see somebody here like that. That looks awful hanging down. So I never use the scissors. I always go in with a razor comb and shave it down. And I do that if I want to shorten the length. If they brung hair that's too long, or if I'm doing a kid and I want to shorten them up, I'll use the razor comb to shave it down. And as you can see, it's giving a nice little tip on it, not a blunt cut. Okay, so these are the 3 ways that I finish my braids off. We got a curl, we got straight, and we got crinkled. And that is that. Thank you guys for watching, and subscribe for more Learn to Braid videos.